Hope you have a good day today. Shall we then start with your story?
I already told them everything when they took me, and when I was brought into trial, but no one would even listen to me. I begged to everyone, or even just anyone, to even listen or believe my story. So, please, I said it all out truly, to help me, as all that Lady Mannering said and did was everything that happened in exact detail. I said everything, as I am guiltless of the event that night, and I saw with my own two eyes that time Lady Mannering murdered the Lord.
Sure. Take it slow and easy. Even I don't believe if you keep talking like that. So let us take this step by step.
Okay, so now, sir, I know you're only here just to receive and review the petitions of prisoners here, but I only ask you with one thing, and it's that you look into this Lady Mannering if she still keeps the name she had 3 years ago. You could maybe hire a reliable person that could look into her personal life before and after that incident deeply, and it'll show you that my story is the true one. Think of everything you could benefit from it if you'd help me. The glory you'll receive for stopping a shocking miscarriage of justice were it not for your perseverance, brains. Would that be the payment for helping me, as I'm but a poor man only? But bear this in mind. I have no complaints for getting what I deserve as far as the burglary goes. But I believe 3 years in prison is enough to pay for it. But as for the murder of the Lord, if you don't help me, may you never lie easy in bed again. As no night passes, you are not haunted by the thought of the man who rots in jail, because you have not done the duty which you are paid to do. Remember, the only one who'll benefit from this if you don't help me here is Lady Mannering. Keep that in mind.
Wow, that is not a nice way to speak to a person who may help you get out here. But well, your speech piqued my interest a bit. So please, tell me the full story on that day.
I'll take that night, the 13th of September, 1894, and I'll give you just exactly what occurred. And may God's hand strike me down if I go 1 inch over the truth. Well, I'm ready. Well, I had been in Bristol in the summer looking for work, then went to Portsmouth as I had the notion I might find some job there. I did tons of odd jobs there, but I couldn't even land a permanent job as some might already did a background check on me prior to that event 3 years ago. I had an already existing criminal record, so who would even dare accept someone like me to their business? After 10 days of doing some odd jobs, I found myself near Salisbury with a couple of shillings in my pockets. So I decided to give myself a bed and relieve myself from the pent-up stress working in the last 10 days. So I went to a tavern called The Willing Mind, which stands between the roads of Blandford and Salisbury, then around the closing hours. The innkeeper, named Allen, if I remember it correctly, sits beside me while I was having the time of my day. Now is the part where I'll reenact and say every exact thing that occurred that night.
Hey, would you like to listen to me a bit? I'd always enjoy company to listen to my rambling.
Sure, I don't mind listening what you'd say.
Do you know about the riches of the Mannering Hall?
What? You mean that large house on the right that you could see before you enter the village?
Exactly. The long white house with the pillars at the side of the Blandford Road.
Hmm. Now that I look at it, it crossed my mind that it's quite an easy house to get into, with those numerous rows of large windows.
Want me to let you know a fact? The lad was a Mr. Young, so you can think what he is now in his age. Well, he's had some good out of his money. What good can he have of it if he does not spend it, you may ask? Well, it bought him the prettiest wife in England, and that's some good that he got out of it. She thought she would have the spending of it, but she knows the difference now.
So, who was she then?
She was nobody at all until the old lord made her his lady. She came from up London way on the stage there, but who nobody knew. The old lord was away for a year, and when he came home, he brought a young wife with him, and there she has ever been since. Stephens, the butler, did tell me once that she was the light of the house when she came, but with her husband's mean and aggravating way, and with her loneliness, for he hates to see a visitor within his doors, and with his bitter words, for he has a tongue like a hornet's sting, her life all went out of her, and she became a white, sodden creature, moping about the country lanes. Some say that she loved another man, that it was just the riches of the old lord which tempted her to be false to her lover, and now that she's eating her heart out, because she has lost the one without being any nearer to the other, for she might be the poorest woman in the parish for all the money that she has the handling of.
Hmm. So did you decide to go and steal the Mannering Hall after you heard that?
Well, sir, you can imagine that it did not interest me very much to hear about the quarrels between a lord and a lady. But what I did want to hear was the form in which Lord Mannering kept his riches. Title deeds and stock certificates are but paper and more danger than profit to the man who takes them. But metal and stones are worth a risk. I'm not arguing to make a case out for myself, but I beg, sir, to bear all the facts in your mind and to ask yourself whether a man could be more sorely tempted than I was. I had to make a bold choice to say that there are few who could have held out against it. But there I lay on my bed that night, a desperate man without hope or work, and with my last shilling in my pocket.
Continue the story.
Laying on the bed, contemplating on what I do, I immediately got out of bed and slipped on my clothes, resolving myself to commit to the action. Uh, so when I had to execute my plan, there was a high wall around this garden, and I had a job to get over it. But once on the other side, it was all plain sailing. I crept on the dark shadows of the building and trees, and came to the window I chose. Then, after getting through all that, I thought it was really astonishing how they were more careless than the people of the countryside. But as I had through the window, there she was, the woman who was the root of all this, with a candle taper at her hand, looking at me and said, "Good evening, sir. You are very welcome." Oh, good evening, sir. You're very welcome. Here, grab my hand. Let me help you. Don't be frightened. I saw you out of my bedroom window when you were hiding under those trees. So I slipped downstairs and then I heard you at the window. I should have opened it for you if you had waited. But you managed it yourself just as I came out. What's the meaning of this, ma'am? Don't get try any little games upon me. It'll be the worse for you if you play me any tricks. I'll play you no trick. On the contrary, I'm your friend and I wish to help you. Excuse me, ma'am, but I find it really hard to believe that. Why should you wish to help me? I'll have my own reasons. Mm, it's because I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. Now, you understand. You'll trust me now. Yes, your ladyship. You know me then.
I can guess who you are.
Dare say, my wrongs are the talk of the country, but what does he care for that? He only cares for one thing, and that you can take it from him in this night. Do you have a bag?
Well, no, your ladyship.
Shut the shutter behind you. Then no one can see the light. You are quite safe. The servants all sleep in the other wing. I can show you where all the most valuable things are. You cannot carry them all, so we must pick the best. This sleeping sack will do. Now, come with me and I will show you where the medals are. Wait a moment, you must do better than this.
I am but very well satisfied, ma'am, and much obliged to your ladyship for kind assistance.
What? You can do better. Would not gold sovereigns be worth more to you than these things?
Why, yes, that's best of all.
Well, he sleeps above our head. It is but one short staircase. This tin box with money enough to fill this bag under his bed.
How can I get it without waking him up?
What matter if he does wake up? You could keep him from calling out.
No, 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 ma'am. I'll have none of that.
Just as you like. I thought you were a stout-hearted sort of man by your appearance, but I see that as I made a mistake. If you are afraid to run the risk of one old man, then of course you cannot have the gold which is under his bed. You are best judge of your own business, but I should think you would.
I'll not have murder on my conscience.
You could overpower him without harming him. I never said anything about murder. The money lies under the bed, but if you are fate hunted, it is better that you should not attempt it.
I will not go upstairs. I have all I want here.
Psst! Oh no, it's my husband. All right, don't be alarmed. I'll arrange it. Here, quick, behind the tapestry. Is that you, Robert?
Hmm, how's this? Some new tantrum? What do you mean by wandering about the house? Why don't you go to bed?
Well, I could not sleep.
Might I suggest that a good conscience is an excellent aid to sleep?
That cannot be true, for you sleep very well.
I have only one thing in my life to be ashamed of, and you know best what that is. It is a mistake which has brought its own punishment with it.
To me, as well as to you. Remember that.
You have very little to whine about. It was I who stooped, and you who rose.
Oh, Rose, huh?
Yes, rose. I suppose you do not deny that it is a promotion to exchange the music hall for Mannering Hall. Fool, that I was ever to take you out of your true spear.
If you think so, why do you not separate?
Because private misery is better than public humiliation. Because it is easier to suffer for a mistake than to own to it. Because I also like to keep you in my sight, and to know that you cannot go back to him.
You villain! You cowardly villain!
Yes, yes, my lady. I know your secret ambition, but it shall never be while I live. And if it happens after my death, I will at least take care that you go to him as a beggar. You and dear Edward will never have the satisfaction of squandering my savings. And you may make up your mind to that, my lady. Why are those shutters and windows are open?
I found the night very close.
It is not safe. How do you know that some tramp may not be outside? Are you aware that my collection of medals is worth more than any similar collection in the world? You have left the door open also. What is there to prevent anyone from rifling the cases?
Well, I was here.
I know you were. I heard you moving about in the medal room, and that was why I came down. What were you doing?
Well, I was just only looking at the mills. What else should I be doing?
This curiosity is something new.
Hmm. No, Inspector, I'd like it if you'd pay attention around this part, as this is where the lady shows her true vile self. The Lord was really quite suspicious of the lady, and the Lord moved towards the room where she came from. Then there, I saw it. The knife, unsheathed from the taper, was about to reach the Lord's neck, but as he turns his head, as a cunning woman as she was, she quickly hid it in her gown. Then the Lord grumbles as he rummages through the cases, as there is nothing that could point that the medals were tampered with. And now, I have to speak of what I heard than rather of what I saw. But I swear to you, as I shall stand some day before my Maker, that what I say is the truth. When the Lord went out the room, he sat in a position where I couldn't see him, but I could surmise that the lady moved behind me. As his large and lumpy shadow could be seen as the tabor is held by the lady, then he began talking about a person named Edward, a man the lady probably knew, and I could feel that she'd get punished later. At first, there was quite a heated argument between the two, then it became silent, so I wondered why. It was quite silent for a while, and then I heard the Lord struggling to say,
Come from behind me. Let go of my collar. You dare to strike me? My god, it's blood! Oh, devil.
You! You have done it now!
"Yes, I've done it now."
What are you going to do now?
They'll have you sentenced for life, for murder as sure as fate. Never fear about me. I have nothing to live for, and it does not matter. Give me a hand to set him straight in the chair. It's horrible to see him like this. Now, you may as well have the medals as anyone else. Take them and go.
I don't want them. I only want to get away. I was never mixed up with a business like this before.
What nonsense! You came here for the medals, and here they are at your mercy. Why should you not have them? There is no one to prevent you from even taking a single one.
Thinking she'd surrender to herself to the fate that awaits her. I ran away with a bag full of medals with my conscience guiltless, but I felt a sense of uneasiness as I saw her smile. But then, that happened.
What happened?
She revealed her true face, her nature. After all, it was all just a facade that she showed me.
Murder! Murder! Help! Help! What? Why did you do that?
Sit! Take him! Is this the man, your ladyship?
Oh, yes, yes. It is the very man. Oh, you villain. You cruel villain. How could you do it so to an old man?
What do you say about that?
It was she!
It was she who did it.
Do you want me to beat you up for making up stories?
I tell you that I saw her do it. She stabbed him 2 times. She first helped me rob the Lord, and then she killed him. Wait! Do not hurt him. I think that his punishment may safely be left to the law.
I'll see to that, your ladyship. But wait, your ladyship actually saw the crime committed, did you not?
Yes, yes.
So, here's the very bag her ladyship spoke of, and here are the medals inside it. That's good enough for me. We will keep him safe here tonight, and tomorrow the inspector and I can take him into Salisbury.
Poor man. For my own part, I forgive him any injury which he has done to me. Who knows what temptation may have driven him to crime? His conscience and the law will give him punishment enough without any reproach of mine rendering it more bitter. I could not answer. I tell you, sir, I could not answer. I was so taken aback by what the lady said, and so seemingly assured by my silence, they all agree that I was actually the one who committed the murder. So I was dragged away by the butler and the footman into the cellar, into which they locked me for the night. There, sir. I have told you the whole story of the events which led up to the murder of Lord Mannering by his wife upon the night of September 14th in the year 1894. But well, what I ask you to do is very simple. Make inquiries about this woman, watch her, learn her past history, find out what she is making of the money which has come to her, and whether there is not a man, Edward, as I have stated. If from all of this you learn anything which shows you her real character, or which seems you to corroborate the story which I have told you, then I am sure that I can rely your goodness of heart to come to rescue of an innocent man.
I have heard your plea, prisoner B24. I look into it, and may God give his palm to you.